It's time now for What's in Mays Multiview, which is sponsored by NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube and YouTube TV. For those of you unfamiliar with the way that YouTube and YouTube TV are going to handle NFL Sunday Ticket, they have a multi-view option, which allows you to choose an option that has 4 different games programmed at the same time. So we're going to allow listeners to argue for which sort of multi-view option that I should pick. I have to pick one with the game that was best argued for. This is an extension of what we did last year, where you got to argue for which game should be in my 4th screen that I had during my Sunday setup. For those of you unfamiliar with the segment, the sadder, the more desperate, the more unhinged your arguments, your emails, that's what we're looking for here. So be on the lookout next week. I'll be honest, after week 1, I need a little bit more from you guys.
Oh, no.
I just need a little bit more. They weren't crazy enough. And I know we don't have a lot to go off of yet, but
There's too much hope in the air.
Yeah, I just need one more step up from you guys. But
yeah,
Joseph Ikowski, he brought it to the point where I felt good about landing on this one. He says, I was considering pitching my Giants for week 1. Well, I'm not entirely bought in. I think they showed enough last year and upgraded enough over the offseason that I don't think I can claim that it's desperate and sad. No, I'm going to pitch you Cardinals versus the Washington football team. Inside all of us, there's a small part that takes pleasure in the spectacle of disaster. Who among us did not have a little schadenfreude during that Broncos-Colts game last year? And this Cardinals teams, I think one can argue this is the most intentionally awful team the NFL has ever seen. Even last year's Bears, while they tore down to the studs, had a talented young quarterback who did some exciting things. Even the tank for Tua Dolphins had a solid defensive head coach in Ryan Fitzpatrick, who could play some pretty good football in stretches. This Cardinals team, they decided Colt McCoy, 37-year-old career backup, was too good and needed to be gotten rid of immediately. The rest of the roster is atrocious. The offensive coordinator is, at best, unproven. They're going up against a defense y'all think has the potential to be very good. The Cardinals' offense has the potential to be a train wreck of ungodly proportions. Watch it now before Kyler comes back and single-handedly makes it watchable again. The other side of the ball is marginally better. Jonathan Gannon had a good defense last year, and Sam Howell is a late-round year 2 flyer. But Gannon, as I understand it, runs a very lineup and play defense, which works great when you have a 70-sack pass rush and probably the best starting corner trio in the league. Maybe not so good here. And Eric Bieniemy, whatever he ends up being, was just in the room where they absolutely shredded Gannon's defense. What we have here is a Cardinals team with the potential to be a disaster for the ages, with a front office that isn't even trying to conceal the tank, up against a Washington team finally free from the specter that has haunted them for decades. They're a team with reason to hope, and that really needs to succeed for everyone to keep their jobs. We might be in for a truly impressive drubbing, followed by a week of completely unjustified is Sam Howell for real discourse. Delightful. There we go. That's our first 4-screen email of the year. Very strong. Thank you to Joseph for sending that in.
Good schlock.
It's going to be really good schlock. Thank you to him for sending that in. We will be soliciting those emails every single week, so please be on the lookout for your opportunity to send that in and tell me which schlock that I need to watch.